Hello again, people. Right, I often get asked about the best times of day to trade, and it's my belief, firstly, that the algorithms are switched on and off. This is a professional trader, talked about this years and years ago, probably 10 years ago now. I listened to a radio interview, and he used the expression, they switch the algos on at say after the Asian session halfway finishes, middle of the night or whatever, say 4 a.m. in the UK. And this is algo trading here. Then you get into, this is the 6 a.m. slot, so the algos are doing their bit here. You can see, and I've randomly picked this chart. I was watching it really because of this big move here that's happened, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And then you can see when the big boys come in. This is the Frankfurt Open. It's gone mad. Then you've got the London Open here. It shows us 10 o'clock, but it's actually 8 o'clock in the morning, the UK time. That's that 15-minute breakout slot that I often talk about, the Billy TT breakout. Then you've got the 9 a.m. stuff. They seem to have reversed it during the London session, as it were. Then you're creeping up to the American session here, more volatility. So we could say perhaps the Americans have the London boys have gone off to get their breakfast and have their morning coffee, and the algos have just driven it up, and the algos have driven it back down, and then the Americans come in, everything goes mad again. The American guys fighting the British traders, and then the algo takes over and it cruises on down, ready for another day. Who knows? It's my belief. As such, the pre-Frankfurt, pre-London Open time of day is when I consider you can get a nice steady little trend reversal. You can see these small candles here. They still work the same way as big reversals, except your stops and your targets are relatively small. So it doesn't matter if your stops and your targets are small. You've got a very low risk against the reward. 5 pip stop save for a 5 or 6 pip target. Remember, as a scalper, that's all I'm interested in. So I learnt to trade this period of the day, about 5 o'clock in the morning UK time. If I could, I'd get started about 4:30. I'd earn my money before 7 o'clock, done and dusted. Tomorrow was a new trading day. Then I noticed that a similar thing happened about 6 o'clock in the evening, which is around about here. Not knowing at the time the significance of the 4-hour candle close, but when you get these big candle closes like the 4-hour, you tend to get a move, and it will quite often reverse on itself. That's just I haven't done any statistical analysis on this. So I had one good trading time here, then I added another one at the end of the day. Now I would say what's more important is similar to this situation here, where we've got a 5-day ADR of 58, and today we've had a massive move of 101. So this now, as you can clearly see from this picture here, is ripe for a reversal. A massive trend from today all the way down there. If we get the 15-minute reversal with a 30-minute close green, in other words up, then we can start to look for sensible trades on the 5-minute time frame for that histo break and close. Okay, so this was good, but if you can't do this because of your time zone, then this is probably better. Now, having studied this at length, more because of the COVID-19 lockdown, I'm seeing this. I'm also seeing possibilities at the 4-hour candle close. That's 12 o'clock. Well, 6 in the morning is the first one for me. 10 o'clock in the morning, the second 4-hour. 1400 is the third one, as it were, and then 1800 UK time is the final H4 close that I'm interested in trading, and that's often when you get the reversals. So you need to study these periods. Novice traders, the safest ways to trade are wait all day for this and then just wait patiently for the reversal. That's dependent upon whether you can not get up at this time of the morning. If you're in America or something, that's just crazy o'clock. So I like this now for the easiest period to potentially trade. You've got all day to watch the price, you've got all day to see if there's silly volatility going on or whether it looks like it'll just be a normal potential reversal. Notice here on this chart, 15-minute, even though you've got all this shenanigans here, toing and froing, you never got sucked into a bad trade. And that is why I like these 3 candles reversals so much. They protect you from getting in the wrong direction, especially like even if this was the end of the day. Here's your high, low, lower, high, lower, low. Price has come up against it. Even if it closed against it, the reason we wait for the pullbacks to happen, let's just suppose this had given you a potential signal trigger here on the 15-minute. You checked your 30-minute to see whether it had turned green. It had closed above it. Then you wait for the pullback and then it just reverses back against itself. So you're protected from getting in the wrong direction. That's why I like them. They're quite high probability. I wouldn't want to get involved too much here, although I do as a experienced trader of this method. So to answer the questions time of day trading, you've got quite a lot of possibilities. If you're experienced in the method, then you can trade the volatile periods, both up and down. If you're a novice, I would trade this end if you can and watch for the big extended days when we're over the ADR. They don't always have to be over the ADR. Obviously not every day is going to be. There is also a caveat to trading this, what we call the overextended end of day trade, is that in the American sessions quite often what happens, and other traders will trade this, is that the Frankfurt will send it one way, the London boys will send it another way, the American boys will reverse it as well. So you may well find that the Frankfurt and the English guys have sent it in one direction, in other words like this, and come the American session you're in this situation here and you can do the reversal as if it was the end of day. Okay, so you have to use a bit of common sense into the trade, into how we trade these reversals, but they are high probability regardless of whatever happens, so you just have to do your own screen time and analysis. So you've got your pre-Frankfurt for the novices, you've got the end of day for the novices, you've got the more experienced stuff in the intraday stuff, the busy times of day, and then also you have your 4-hour candle closes at 6, 10, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the evening that quite often are worth watching themselves, because 4-hour candles, if they're a big beast of a candle, obviously that's not a 4-hour candle, but if you've got, relatively speaking, a big candle on the 4-hour, then it can quite often reverse as well. So all those times of day are worth watching. Okay, I hope that helps somewhat, and obviously it is an ongoing thing, so this may well be an updated video at some stage, but I'm going to add this to times of day to trade on my playlist. Thanks for watching, have a good day.